You spend more time in your mind than you do in your actual life. Reality feels like a bad fit, like a coat that doesn't quite close, or shoes that rub your heels raw. But in your dreams, everything is as it should be. You are loved. You are valued. You're in beautiful surroundings, supported by people who never leave, never hurt, never forget to check in. In that world, you are your truest self, the version of you that is fully expressed, fully seen, fully safe. Reality doesn't offer that. It offers bills, heartbreak, traffic, noise, rejection, and repetition. You walk through it like you're visiting a city you didn't choose to live in. You get through the day, but your real life is somewhere else. Your real name is someone else. You drift back to your dream world as often as you can, whenever no one is watching. That other world doesn't judge you. It doesn't exhaust you. It welcomes you with warmth, beauty, and abundance. You didn't become a dreamer overnight. It happened slowly, over years of small disappointments, over promises not kept, over love that didn't last, over jobs that drained you and friendships that faded. You realized the outside world didn't care whether you were happy. It didn't notice when you were suffering. So you created a place that did, a place where you didn't have to ask twice, where effort was met with reward, where there was always a seat for you at the table. The deeper your disappointment in life grew, the more vivid your inner world became. Because there, you are never too late, never not good enough, never rejected or overlooked. There is peace, there is beauty, there is justice. You don't have to fight for every crumb of validation or break yourself trying to be productive just to be respected. In your dream world, it's easy. People are kinder. Things fall into place. You are finally allowed to rest. This world you've built in your mind is not a fantasy to you. It's an alternate reality that feels more true than the one you wake up in each morning. And you're more committed to it than the one they call this reality. You walk through this life with one foot in another dimension. You close your eyes and see yourself living in a different city, in a different body, surrounded by people who truly understand you. You feel the sun differently in that place. You smell flowers that don't grow in this reality. You walk through rooms filled with light, in homes designed just for you. Money flows freely. Conversations are fun and easy. Time stretches kindly. Love is effortless. Maybe it's dimensional jumping. Maybe it's trauma survival. Maybe it's just hope wearing the face of imagination. But it's real enough to sustain you, real enough to keep you going when everything else feels too heavy to bear. You resent the structure of this world, the way it demands and never gives back, the way you have to constantly prove your worth just to be treated with decency, the way love is treated like a game, a reward instead of a birthright. You're tired of the struggle, tired of pretending to want the things everyone else seems content with. 9-to-5 jobs, group chats that go nowhere, performative friendships. You want depth. You want magic. You want something that doesn't feel so manufactured. But most people don't get that. They tell you to focus, to be realistic, to grow up. They don't understand that you've already been forced to grow up in ways they never had to. That your dreaming isn't escapism, it's survival. That it's the only place left where you can fully breathe. Even as your dreams give you comfort, they also shield you from pain you haven't fully processed. They're a buffer between you and the grief of not having what you most deeply want. Love that lasts. Security that isn't conditional. A life that feels chosen instead of tolerated. You use your imagination not just to build, but to protect. To keep you from feeling just how lonely it is to live in a world that wasn't built for your heart. You may not even realize it at first, but part of you is waiting. Waiting for reality to catch up to your dreams. waiting for something or someone to come along and finally make it all real. You're holding out for the day when you no longer have to retreat into your mind because what's around you finally reflects what's inside of you. But that day never seems to come. And so you keep retreating. It starts innocently enough. Just a few quiet daydreams to soften the harsh edges of life. You imagine a kinder version of your day, a different outcome to a conversation, a better version of yourself. But the more time you spend there, the harder it becomes to come back. Reality feels heavier with each return, more unforgiving, more indifferent. Eventually, you realize it's pointless to hold out. Those two worlds will never collide, and so you make peace with it. You start staying longer. The dream world becomes a refuge, a preference, and eventually a priority. There's no clear moment when it turns from harmless to hollow, but you feel it. You stop reaching out. You stop hoping for better here. You stop showing up fully in your real life because the imagined one is easier to bear. In your mind, you're loved. You're safe. You're never left behind. And while part of you knows none of it is real, that doesn't stop you from needing it. The tragedy is that the more beautiful the fantasy becomes, the more unbearable the real world feels. You compare everything to the version that lives in your head, and nothing measures up. The trap isn't that you are wrong for wanting more. It's that you start believing the only place you'll ever have it is in your imagination. You're not broken. You're simply tired of trying to live in a world that never made space for you. Reality kept asking you to be stronger, tougher, and more hopeful than you had the energy to be. Little by little, you retreated into the only place that did not hurt. You slipped inward, not dramatically, not suddenly, just slowly enough that no one noticed you leaving. Some people were never meant to live in just one reality. Some people have to dream because waking life never learned how to hold them. You still walk through the world, but you do not feel part of it anymore. People talk to you as if you are present, but you know the truth. You left long before they realized something was wrong. You exist in a softer place now, a world your mind created, a world that is softer than the one that failed you, a gentler world that gives you abundance, affection, and meaning. You escaped to survive, and in the process, the part of you that once tried to stay here simply dissolved.